You're listening to The Drive.
Oh, hey, there we are. Good morning, everybody. This is Kyle with your top stories on Sports 1140. The Kings pushed the Bucks to overtime, but couldn't pull off the upset in a 141-140 loss. Marvin Bagley left the game with a knee injury late in the third quarter. He'll have an MRI on what the team is calling a left knee sprain later today. The Spurs beat the Pistons 105-93, while the Clippers fell to the Jazz 111-105. That puts the Kings now 2 games back of a playoff spot, with the Spurs and Clips tied at the number 7 and 8 seeds. The Lakers topped the Pelicans 125-119 to put them 1 game behind the Kings in the playoff hunt. It's 6 o'clock. If you have been injured at work, call the law offices of Doug Moreno at 916-564-4000 for a free consultation. Those are your top stories. Now it's time for The Drive, Thursday edition, here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
This program is for mature audiences only.
Please have your fake ID ready.
Get out of bed, you lazy
We found the only way to start the day. Get on the go with radio. We like to use it for household music. The daily chores are never a bore. For weather information, this is the station.
3, 2, 1.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
I'm not letting you go to work today.
Wait, what?
Everybody, listen up.
Welcome to The Drive.
Morning.
You're gonna talk.
Get on the phone at 339-1140.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Jump in on our text line at 441140.
Everyone is talking about it. You must know that.
The Drive starts now.
Days like today, I can't move the microphone up higher than, I don't know, chest level. Days like today, I wish I could move it up like our old microphone so I could stand. I don't feel like sitting. I wonder why. Pacing around all night. Nervous. Welcome into The Drive. Welcome into The Drive. Kingsaholics Anonymous edition. Bagley Watch 2019. It is a pretty big compliment as I look at the ESPN Basketball Power Index on my screen in front of me on TV. The Kings are now 2 games behind the Clippers and the Spurs. The Spurs have a 90% chance, according to ESPN, of making the playoffs. The Clippers an 89% chance. The Kings a 12% chance. It's interesting when I wonder what that factors in. We spoke yesterday. The Kings going into the game versus the team with the best record in the NBA had the 3rd easiest schedule remaining in the entire league. That was before they played Milwaukee. I wonder how that works if they take into account home games, road games, Bagley's potential injury, et cetera, et cetera. So we sit and we wait now. It's a compliment. It truly is a compliment to Marvin Bagley that he is 19 years old. He has not played a full NBA season yet. It seems like an entire city's hopes for the playoffs rest on Marvin Bagley and his injury.
No pressure.
No pressure. Well, he was putting pressure on that leg last night, which was the good news. Jason Anderson of the Bee and a few others tweeted out video of Bagley with a knee immobilizer walking out of the building. Now, we'll get to more of this a little bit later because I know people tune in and out throughout the game. Number one, you don't want to speculate. So let's speculate.
Surprisingly, neither you nor I nor Jay are doctors.
No. Well, speak for yourself.
That I'm aware of.
Doctor of what? The doctor of awesome. PhD, pal. Here are some things you would just think. Number one, if the team was worried that perhaps it was a tear or a catastrophic knee injury, I don't think they would have him walking out of the arena. Could be wrong. But I don't think they would. Number two, and I tweeted this out last night, and a lot of people wondering, well, why do they have to wait till today for the MRI? They do have a Kaiser facility upstairs, I think across from the Sawyer, but it's closed, which is weird. It's like, can somebody get a key? And in extreme circumstances, if they really wanted to, they could go to the Kaiser on Morse Avenue, which is what they've done in the past, to get an MRI. A lot of times docs can do kind of hand on leg examinations on the spot. We don't know what the swelling is. We don't have any reports on the swelling. So we wait today. And you don't know. It could be catastrophic. It could be much better than we thought. If based on everyone I've spoken to, everyone who's weighed in, all of which have not performed an MRI on Marvin Bagley. So please let me be clear about that. It seems the popular guess is something like a grade 1 sprain out 1 to 2 weeks. But that is a guess. Obviously, Cage to K will have coverage of this. As soon as we find out anything about the MRI, we'll let you know. But here we are. I had said in the third quarter last night online, started going into a post game, which always pisses people off, but I don't care about that. It makes them very angry when I call a game when it's not over. And in this case, it was, I think, a 12-point game in the third. And we kind of went into yesterday saying that this is almost certainly going to be a loss. And then they lost Marvin Bagley after that. So I gotta, you know, it's very, no matter what, when you talk about a game like this, you know, half the fans that are pissed and half the everyone's on separate sides. You know, I don't want to hear about moral victories. Yeah, they hung with Denver, and they hung with Golden State, and they hung with Milwaukee, but did they beat them? No, so you're first loser. There's that side. I don't really fall on that side.
That's an unrealistic way to view things.
It's just not a fun way to watch basketball.
Well, I mean, I suppose technically that's right. The goal every year is to win a championship.
Yeah.
And you're not going to do that if, you know, you lose by 2 or 3 points or however few points to the best teams, but
no, but it's just as stupid. No, I shouldn't say. I gotta quit saying stupid. It's just as short-sighted of a thought process if I'm watching my son play in his 11-year-old, 10-year-old rec league game, you know, school league game, and he can't dunk yet, and I'm like, well, you can't dunk yet, dude. You're making silly mistakes. You got to want it more.
Mm-hmm.
He's 10.
Right.
And by the way, some of the players on this team are just 9 to 10 years older than my son. You know, you can have that attitude if you want, but then I'm sorry, then you've got to go with if you're a second place's first loser guy, well then if the Kings don't win a championship, it's a failure every single year.
God, can you imagine going through a season like that?
That's just hating yourself. You're just a masochist. I'll tell you right now, I don't like bandwagons, and I don't like bandwagon jumpers. I'll tell you right now, you should not be a King. You're wasting your time. Go root for the Warriors. Go root for the Bucks. You're wasting your time if you can't enjoy the process. I don't like losing. I hate it. Sucks. I throw things at the TV. Ruins my night. Kings almost pulled that off last night against the best team record-wise in the NBA. without Marvin Bagley. It'd take them to overtime. It took Eric Bledsoe freaking putting a Superman cape on for them to win. But I'm also not going to be blind and silly about it. They played the Warriors, the Nuggets, the Bucks. Almost beat all of them. They didn't beat them. You know what that is? That's a young team that hasn't learned how to close out these great teams yet. Okay. They're ahead of schedule. They already have more wins than they should have had all year last year, and we're still bitching about it. Some people are. I don't want to paint the whole fan base. I think it's a loud minority.
I felt like in talking to some people last night, the overarching theme was, that sucks. It's a gut punch because at the end of the day, they are in a playoff race.
Yeah.
But if we're going to take the last two games, which have the last two losses, which have been met with an intensely negative reaction because they should have, heavy air quotes, should have beat the Timberwolves in Minnesota, and then they come so close and lose last night, they have lost exactly one game in the standings.
Yeah, that's a great point. One game.
They are still right there with arguably their toughest part of their schedule coming to an end Friday.
Well, again, the numbers play it out. Based on winning percentage, Kings have the third easiest schedule in the NBA. I mean, think about that. The third easiest schedule in the NBA remaining. And by the way, that's still with, you look at next week, everyone talks about, the schedule opens up. Well, you've got the Clippers, mix in a couple Knicks games, mix in a couple Boston games, and a Philly
Cleveland game. Don't they have a game against Cleveland left?
I think it goes, Clippers, Knicks, Boston, Knicks again, Boston again, something silly like that, and then at Philadelphia. I'll get it right here, but you look at, even though the schedule on paper opens up for the rest of the year, they still this week, for example, it's not like it's a gimme. You have L.A. this Friday, then New York, then Boston, then New York, Washington. That was the one you were looking for probably. But it's at Washington, it's at New York, it's at Boston, it's at Philadelphia.
For the record, they play Cleveland on April 4th.
Right, because when they come home, you want to talk about really opening up March 17th. That homestand is Chicago, Brooklyn, Dallas, Phoenix. Got to be 4-0. We've talked about that.
Yep.
That's a 4-0 homestand. Has to be.
And that's kind of my whole point here is, yes, the last two games have stunk, especially last night, especially with the cloud of Bagley's injury kind of hanging over it. But the Kings are still only 2 games out of a playoff spot and thoroughly still in the race. Like, it's not over.
If I told you the 3 best teams in the NBA were Golden State, Denver, and Milwaukee, would you argue with me?
No.
Okay. They've played the 3 best teams in the NBA, 2 of which of those games have been on the road. They've lost by a combined 5 points in 3 games.
Loss is a loss, Dave.
Jack plays first loser and put fruit in my beer. Take a break. Let's come back. Hey, we talked sports in that first segment.
I'm proud of us.
I wanted to talk about your cats.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I'm going to write this down. Let's get Kyle's cats, because that's kind of a sport.
My cats went MMA last night.
Yeah, it's MMA. We'll do that at 6:45.
Mixed martial arts.
There's blood and everything.
A lot of it.
Yeah. Not all from Kyle either. Come back with Morning Brew, Sports 1140 KHTK.
You're amazing. Welcome back to The Drive.
It's just my job.
It's time for the Morning Brew. Now here's Carmichael Dave.
Adetokumbo now gives it up. Middleton screener roll. Ball knocked away by Harrison Barnes. It's grabbed by Fox. Fox drives into the lane, tries to draw a foul, hands it off to Cauley-Stein. Willie Cauley-Stein puts Sacramento on top, 126-124. The 8th lead change of the ball game. We're down to 23 seconds to go. Listen to this Kings crowd imploring the defense. The Bucks with the best record in the NBA. The ball in the hands of Bledsoe. He drives, hesitates, reaches, goes high window. He scores the basket. Tied at 126. 11.4 seconds to go. Dave Yeager calls timeout.
What a game. What an absolute game between the Bucks and the Kings. If you didn't have a dog in either fight, That was a blast of an NBA game to watch last night. Probably the second most fun game you could have watched on the entire docket last night, obviously behind what happened in Miami with your guys and Dwayne Wade. But this was a blast.
That was
to watch.
bananas, by the way.
We'll get to that later. That was insane. I flipped off of that game because the Kings game was starting.
Of course.
And I watched most of that second half. I watched the Warriors come all the way back. I'm not saying I had a great deal of money on the Heat in that game.
Oh, thank goodness.
Because Miami always seems to have the Warriors.
Miami
number.
flew, dude.
I'm not saying they will beat them all the time, but even when they played them in Golden State, if I remember right, they tend to keep it closer than you'd think. Anyways, Eric Bledsoe just went crazy last night. What a game from him. And I hate to say this isn't a Dave was right thing. This is a I wish I wasn't right thing. But what we talked about last night or yesterday morning, the key matchup there is De'Aaron Fox and Eric Bledsoe. That was my opinion. Very worried about Eric Bledsoe, and you talked about it too. His frame, his ability to muscle in.
How much Shark Week have you watched in your life?
About 5 minutes.
You ever seen a bull shark?
Yes.
It's what Eric Bledsoe reminds me of. Like he's just like a strong, like just like when he decides to go after you,
he'll go after you.
I almost dove into bull shark analysis.
Right.
When Eric Bledsoe decides that he's gonna get a bucket on you, like it's a wrap.
26, 13, and 12 for Eric Bledsoe. Pretty amazing.
26, 13, and 12. That means it's time to call your local Geico agent, Vince Harris, at 916-923-5050. That's 916-923-5050. Also want to remind everybody that we've got Florida Georgia Line tickets to give away.
Yeah.
We're going to cheat a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to give away 2 pairs today because the show's tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to give away the final 2 pairs today.
Can we do something?
Yeah.
Can we give away the first pair at like 6:40 something?
Yeah.
We never do anything for the 6
No, you're right.
listeners.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Let's do 6. When do we break there? 6:41. So let's do 6:35.
Okay.
Set your alarm.
6:35.
6:35. Our first pair of Florida Georgia Line tickets. See Florida Georgia Line at Toyota Amphitheater on March 1st, 2019. I don't know why I keep saying the date. For tickets and more information, visit khtk.com. 6:35. Set your alarms.
I just want to do that. We got to go.
339-1140. 1-800-920-1140.
I never get to do it.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a drive to deep center field. Bader going back at the warning track, at the wall. It is good. Goodbye. There it is, a game-tying 2-run home run. Bryce Harper's 31st home run of the year.
Giants have had a second meeting with free agent Bryce Harper. Had it in Vegas on Tuesday, according to reports. Larry Baer, the CEO of the Giants, along with Farhan Zaidi, met with Harper and his agent Scott Boras of Elk Grove. According to multiple reports, the Giants discussed the possibility of a 10-year contract with Harper. He's looking for a deal in excess of the 10-year, $300 million the Nationals reportedly offered him at the end of the regular season. I think it's because the Dodgers got in the mix. You know, Smash Mouth weighed in on this. I love saying that. Earlier this week, and they said that Giants management is a little upset with Farhan Zaidi for not getting this done. Giants have a long history of signing guys like Barry Bonds, stuff like that, to big deals, so they can anchor around him. I'm starting to get a feeling the Giants are going to land Bryce Harper.
Maybe. It goes, it's a little, ready for this? I think I'm using this right. Antithetical to what Zaidi said that they want to do when he stepped in.
Yeah.
But Harper is a young MVP caliber player. I mean, if you're going to pay $300 million for a 26-year-old who's going to be a bat in the middle of your lineup for the next 10 years, I mean.
Also, the favorite to win the MVP in the National League was announced yesterday, even though it doesn't have a team yet. Bryce Harper is your National League MVP favorite. We'll get to more of that later. Number 3.
Gobert taps it off the net. Loose ball. Ingles has it. He fires the 3. Pow! Wow! What a play! Utah with their largest lead.
I'll allow it.
Is he saying pow?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the...
pow, pow!
Yeah. It's the Catalina wine mixer. It is the one bit of good news for the Kings. The Clippers did lose in Utah, 111-105 last night. Kings remain 2 games behind the Clippers for that 8th spot. Also, the San Antonio Spurs happened to win. They won at home after returning from the rodeo road trip. They beat the Pistons, who have been hot of late. Montrezl Harrell watched 16 points, 8 boards. Clippers next up in Sacramento on Friday versus the Kings in what will be A, the biggest game here in 14 years, and B, almost certainly a game in which the Kings will not have Marvin Bagley. And we saw Bagley not playing in earlier Clippers games and noticing how Montrezl Harrell just did not have a match. Really wanted that matchup to happen. I cannot imagine how that would happen this Friday. It's bad news for the Kings, but this is the National Basketball Association. You gotta figure it out. So we'll get to much more of that later. When we come back, Kings, Milwaukee highlights, if you will. Was a great game last night despite the ending. And we'll take your phone calls at 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. The drive continues. Sports 1140 KHTK.
Now, your Sports 1140 KHTK update. Brought to you by J.R. Putman Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
This is Kyle Madsen with your top stories on Sports 1140. The Kings pushed the Bucks to overtime but couldn't pull off the upset in a 141-140 loss. Buddy Hield led all scorers with 32 points. Bogdan Bogdanovic added 28, and Harrison Barnes had 15 points to go along with 14 boards. The big story of the game, though, is Marvin Bagley's left knee. He exited late in the third quarter with what the team is calling a left knee sprain. He'll have an MRI on that injury later today. The Spurs beat the Pistons 105-93, while the Clippers fell to the Jazz 111-105. That puts the Kings now 2 games back of a playoff spot, with the Spurs and Clippers tied for the number 7 and 8 seeds. And the Lakers topped the Pelicans 125-119 to put them 1 game behind the Kings in the playoff hunt. It's 6:31. If you have been injured at work, call the law offices of Doug Moreno at 916-564-4000 for a free consultation. Those are your top stories. Now back to the drive on Sports 1140 KHTK.
The best morning show on KHTK. The drive continues now.
Bogey now bounces it to Cauley-Stein, fakes a handoff. Bogey circles right, drops the pass back to Cauley-Stein. Terrific execution. All the starters have scored. Willie Cauley-Stein with the jam on the feed from Bogdan Bogdanovic, a no-look pocket pass. Bledsoe drops it off to Brogdon. Brogdon comes right back down the lane, and he scores at 12-10. Kings lead by 2. The guy who can hit a 3 is Buddy Hield. He's going to try, but he's blocked from the side. Great defensive reaction by Pat Connaughton. Ahead to Adetokounmpo with a hammer. The right hand running the floor. And a nice feed to him from Brogdon. Fox with a screen from Cauley-Stein. Frees up, but he doesn't shoot the 3. Goes to Harrison Barnes. Corner 3. Good from Harrison Barnes. 2-point game. It's 124-122. Still a minute 40 to go. Kings have won 9 of their last 10 in this building. They've come from 17 down. Willie with 2 left-hand dribbles. Back to Bogey on the wing. A 3 would put the Kings on top. Bogey drives it into the lane. Fake. Pivots. Ball on the floor. Is he fouled? He's fouled, but there's no score. And he somehow converts. They did not blow the whistle. I thought it would be a foul, then possibly a jump. Bogey kept battling. Bogey converts. The score is tied. We're even at 124. Adetokounmpo now gives it up. Middleton screener roll. Ball knocked away by Harrison Barnes. It's grabbed by Fox. Fox drives into the lane. Tries to draw a foul. Hands it off to Cauley-Stein. Willie Cauley-Stein puts Sacramento on top. 126-124. Cauley-Stein positioned just inside the 3-point arc on the near side of the floor, where Bogdanovic will put it in play. Barnes towing the 3-point line on the far side. Hield circles to the far wing. Inbounds pass goes to Fox. He's crowded there by the defender Bledsoe. De'Aaron Fox, Kentucky against Kentucky. Drives to the free throw line. Probes, pulls it back. They're down to 3 seconds to go. He's got to create. Great defense from Bledsoe, who knocks it away. And this game is going to overtime. Brogdon, the defender. He drives it right. He finds a seam. He gets in the lane. Has the ball knocked out of his hands. Turnover Sacramento. Bledsoe on the run. Gives it up. Mirotic steps into a 3. He hits the 3-pointer. Kings are down 6. 132-126. Dave Yeager calls timeout. Still lots of time here, but it's now a 6-point advantage for Milwaukee. Ball in the hands of De'Aaron Fox. Eric Bledsoe the defender. Pass comes left wing to Bogey. Eludes the defender. He's open. The three's on the way. He's got the triple. It's a 1-point ball game. 134, 133, 110 and counting. 23 points for Bogdan Bogdanovic. King Bogey with 23 points, 8 boards, 8 assists. Cauley Stein feeds a terrible pass intended for Buddy Hield, and the Kings turn it over. Oh, would Willie love to have that one back. Just the 8th turnover of the ball game, but it denies them a chance to regain the lead in overtime. Timeout taken, 40 seconds to go. I feel so bad for Willie Cauley Stein. He threw it out on the wing, intended for Hield, but it was just off target, and Buddy had no chance of controlling it. Bucks will get the win. Bogey wheels, fires for 3 at the buzzer, scores it as time expires. But Milwaukee, for the 6th consecutive time, has defeated the Sacramento Kings. They've extended their winning streak to 6 straight on the season. They've now won for the 18th time in 20 games, and they're taken to the final moments of overtime. Final score 141-140 in favor of the Bucks. Well, they answered, and the Kings had opportunities. They battled back gamely, but they couldn't pull off the miracle.
You heard G-Man say it. Bucks are 18-2 in their last 20. Man, you felt that one. For the Kings to be down like that and lose their hottest player, arguably, in Marvin Bagley. I don't even think it's arguable. He is their hottest player. Lose Marvin Bagley and the emotion that goes with that. Remember, this team didn't exactly handle those trades very well. And when I saw Bagley go out, I'm sitting here thinking, oh God, Bagley's going to get hurt, and we're probably looking at a 20, 25-point loss. Listen, man, for them to fight back like that against a team, again, that's 18-2 in their last 20, a team that has the best record in the NBA, take them to overtime and end up losing by 1. I'm proud of the team, and that's how I feel. And if you feel like, second place is first loser and no excuses and no moral victories, well, fine. You didn't feel that way, and I pity you. I really do. I pity you if you feel that way, because that is not a fun way to watch. But if this team goes to the playoffs and wins a championship and is contended for the finals each year, and they end up, losing by 1 at home to a 5 seed, I'll feel this way. But this team, as we've said, is last year I was killed for being negative. And this year I'm getting killed for being positive. It's fine, but there's reasons behind both. It's not hard to be positive right now. There's a lot of reasons to be positive about this team. Doesn't mean I don't want the win. It's tough. Amidst all those highlights we played for you, we missed this one. Harrison Barnes, who almost broke the backboard on his first shot attempt of the night. That thing, I actually posted the little clip of Carlton from Fresh Prince throwing the ball against the wall from half court. That's honestly what it looked like. But Barnes,
he's in finals form, so that's good news.
He did bounce back. 15 points on 6 of 11 shooting. He did make half his threes, 3 of 6. He also had 14 rebounds for Harrison Barnes. He's
a good player, dude.
Yeah, he's getting it done in other ways.
The points per game portion of NBA fans is not going to be that impressed with Harrison Barnes, but
right.
Barnes is a really, really solid all-around player.
Points per game nation, I find, is it's a tough nation to live in.
It is.
It's a very difficult nation to hang out at.
They love Monte Ellis, though. So
here is Harrison Barnes early in the game.
Bogey, a little tentative on the perimeter, had another opportunity to shoot the 3 over Brogdon, did not. Now in a give and go, he takes it baseline right from Buddy Hield. Feeds to Cauley Stein, backdoor cut Buddy. Kicks to the far corner. Harrison Barnes for 3. He's got the triple. Timeout going to be taken here by Budenholzer and the Bucks. The Kings enjoy a 7-point lead. We're going to make that last sequence your Pectus Brothers moment of the game.
You said it, G-Man. That is your Peckus Brothers moment of the game for a beautiful backyard, patio, and all things outdoor on your house. There's no better place to go
Hey, Dave, real quick. I don't want to
doing it.
No, I know. I don't want to interrupt. But I have this photo, and I'm trying to figure out who it is. It's some guys sitting, like, outside. I mean, a beautiful setting. Looks like probably like a backyard.
Yeah,
They're like out on this really gorgeous-looking patio. Do you recognize who these guys are?
I can see their faces.
What
Can
if
you
I
put
put
that
it-
more up to the window?
Yeah, here you go. Here, I'll get the light on it, too.
Kyle, you're holding a picture of the Peckus brothers.
Oh.
God.
I thought of that in the shower this morning.
Did you? While you were you eating your orange?
No, not yet.
We have not unveiled shower orange yet.
No, I'm going to try it tomorrow, though. I'm going to go to the store today and get some oranges.
I don't. That's one thing I want to discuss today is just we're all in this together as Kings fans. So it's very difficult for me to get too upset at anyone. Everybody's going to fan the way they want to fan.
It's also, I also think that we react on the day after a game to people's like knee-jerk reactions. Because I tweeted after the game, I was like, man, Golden One Center is going to be insane on Friday, because I think it is. I think it's going to be a playoff atmosphere at Golden One Center like we've never seen before. And a person responded to me and said, hey, after these couple of gut punches, it's going to be really tough to get up for that game.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you say that now, but as soon as Friday comes around and the
rearview mirror,
you're going to be hyped. This
is all about Marvin Bagley right now.
Yes.
And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't have the power to do this, but I know people. Kyle, I will forfeit Friday's game against the Clippers. I will forfeit it right now at 6:41 a.m. They don't even have to play the game in exchange for a clean bill of health for Marvin Bagley. That's where it's at. Friday's game is important, but all of a sudden it's become the second most important thing this week. And don't get me wrong, Marvin Bagley is not Chris Webber in 2002 right now. There's still a shot. But it's a really, really 400-yard shot with 35-mile-an-hour crosswinds if Marvin Bagley's out for any length of time.
Yeah.
That's what we're waiting on right now, and obviously we will keep you up to date throughout the day on that. We will take a break. Before we do that, we're
going to let you know that it's time to call your local Geico agent, Vince Harris, at 916-923-5050. That's 916-923-5050.
I think somebody told me Chuck Liddell was courtside last night. I need confirmation on that, but I'm pretty sure Chuck Liddell was courtside at the game last night.
Buck Liddell.
No, Chuck, not Buck Liddell, not Milwaukee Buck Liddell. Chuck Liddell, Kyle. When we come back, speaking of MMA, former NBA player wants to try some MMA.
My cats last night tried some MMA.
Your cats tried some MMA. And in this day and age, I don't know why I wrote the headline this way, but it sounds funny now that I'm going to say it. This is exactly what I wrote down. Johnny Manziel released. I don't know why that's making me laugh, but it is. We'll take a break. It's The Drive, Sports 1140 KHTK.
To call The Drive, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You can also text them at 441140. They're ready to believe you.
Questionable. Welcome back to The Drive, 1-800-920-1140. Kyle will unlock the phones now. Congratulations to our winner of the Florida-Georgia line tickets.
You want to know the good news? We've got another pair to give away.
Hey now.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
I think we'll do 8:35.
Okay. You want to do 8:35? I support that.
8:35, we have a second pair of Florida-Georgia line tickets.
Hey now.
They're playing tomorrow, March 1st, at the Toyota Amphitheater.
Song, make my roll my window down and cruise.
It'll sound better than that. We want people to call because this is some awesome tickets. Florida-Georgia line, Toyota Amphitheater tomorrow. For tickets and more information, visit KHTK.com. 8:35. Set your alarms. Call then.
There's a song I can't remember through all these promos. I remember the same two songs, but they had a really big hit song. I don't expect you to know this. With a lady.
Life is a highway.
No, that's Tom Cochran and then Rascal Flatts. No, they had a big hit song with the lady who has a weird name, And I always think about the song
Adele.
No, it's something about the letter B. Damn it! Someone will know on the text line. No. I mean like literally the letter B.
Oh.
So text line never lets me down. Text line never lets me down. Someone will know.
I think that's the name of your first single. Text line never lets me down.
Text line never lets me
Hey,
down.
real quick, NFL Combine news.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray measures in at 5 foot.
Okay. 5 foot. I'll just say 5'10".
Nailed it. 5'10".
On the mark.
5'10" and 1/8 inches. BB Rex's.
BB Rexus.
Was the
BB Rexus.
Sorry,
BB Rexa.
BB Rexa.
BB Rexa
is who's in that song. If It's Meant to Be, It'll Be is the name of the song.
What's it called?
If It's Meant to Be, it's the If It's Meant to Be, It'll Be song.
If it's meant to be,
Baby, it was meant to be.
I
nailed that.
Did you? I thought it was about the letter B.
Lay down back and relax.
Listen, Joyride. We got nothing but here next to me.
BB Rexa is featured in it, which is where you're getting the B from. Just let it be. See?
So won't you?
Did you say the song had B or the person in the song?
I thought he was singing about the letter B. Let her be, let her be, let her be, baby, just let her be.
You're so dumb. Anyways, Kyler Murray, 5'10".
Because because the lady's name is BB.
Yeah, I know.
Let her
I
be.
got it.
Makes
She
sense.
performed by herself at halftime, not halftime, at one of the intermission breaks at the NHL All-Star game. I went because I love hockey. And she performed, she sings in that Me, Myself, and I song by G-Eazy. But she's also
just me, myself, and
Nope, not that song.
That's Tribe Called Quest.
Right. But she's in a song with G-Eazy, and then she's in that song. And she sang like her parts of those songs without the rest of the song. It's very strange.
Okay.
5'10", 207 for Kyler Murray. So
You're giving me BB's measurements. Scared me. I was all ready to be like, dude, who cares? She
I was like,
sings well.
BB Rexa 5'7".
That's honestly where I thought you were going. These are probably for tickets here. The Drive is the name of the show. Who's this?
This is Derek. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, man, I'd love to come on and be Captain Positivity, but I mean, all I got to say is Martin Bagley, I hope you're listening. Sacramento strong, baby. And let's just pour all of our, anguish and power into Harry Giles because, man, he was an avatar last night after he went down. You could just see it on his face, and I'm hoping that, some more minutes and some more opportunity to shine in terms of possessions and plays running the post that he can keep performing at a high level.
Hey, listen, Harry Giles, I'm glad you brought that up. Harry Giles, one of the bright spots last night was watching Harry play. 18 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, a block in 17 minutes. That is a stat line. I can't do per 36. I'm not that good at math, but based on the fact that he played 17 minutes, let me give you some per 34 numbers. Per 34, Harry Giles had 36 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks on 18 of 26 shooting. That's per 34, Kyle. It's a big deal.
Not bad.
Hits the Drive. Good morning.
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 I'm calling. You guys get tickets away already?
We did.
Oh, okay.
But,
thank
but,
you.
but hold on.
Wait, don't hang up.
Don't hang up.
Okay.
When are we giving them away next?
We've got 2 more tickets to give away at 8:35.
8:35. We're doing it again.
Oh, okay. I'm going to call back.
Oh.
And I saw that game last night, and that was a good game.
It was a great game. Too bad we didn't win, right?
Yes. I know. That sucked.
Yeah, what are you going to do? All
Friday.
right. Hey, good luck. Good luck in about an hour and a half. I personally, what's your name?
Melissa.
Hey, I was rooting for you. Thank you, Mel. Appreciate it.
What if she called back and she was like, actually, don't call me Mel?
That's what I call my wife. That's very true. I'm sure some Melissas.
What if that was your wife?
Nope, that voice was a normal sounding tone. As many people reacted yesterday when I brought my wife on at the end of the show, including Kyle. My wife sounds like a 6-year-old child. We'll take a break.
I was very alarmed listening back to the show because I guess I just didn't realize it in the moment, but listening back, it's like.
My wife, who is 6 foot in heels, who is a gym rat, and if you looked at her from the back, she's yoked, but she does sound like a 6-year-old child, which I love because she can't control our kids. Only I can. I have the God voice. Hey, kids, do what I'm telling you to do. Nope, doesn't work. Does not work. Your cat's going to be okay. I know we got to go.
Yeah, I think so.
Your cat's got in a fight last night?
Yeah, big fight.
What was it about?
The Bucks game, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, Bucks
off?
Kings, yeah.
A lot of stress going on in the match. Was it about the Dwayne Wade shot?
No, it was about they had a bet on an over-under for Giannis's minutes.
Are your cats Kings fans?
They're just basketball fans.
In general, they don't.
Yeah.
They're bandwagon cats?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're more college hoops fans. They like the Wildcats.
Got to be honest with you. Cats would be bandwagon fans. Dogs will stick with their team until the day they die.
Yes.
Cat's like, I like those jerseys. You're not doing anything for me this year. Here's my butthole.
No, cats wouldn't like any teams. They would be the ones who just sit there and complain about the NBA.
Yeah.
The entire time, be just like, look at all these 3-pointers. Oh.
They would watch a game on TV and do nothing but meowth off.
We got to go.
We'll be back in a couple minutes.
You're listening to The Drive.